Oh, Hanaki! Did you know that our souls are connected by fate? What do you know? I'm Yuno Hanaki from Production Kawaii's Hanamizuki. Good evening. You guys saw me earlier, but you get to see me again. Isn't that crazy? When was the last time we lived this kind of life, huh? Hi! Good evening. You didn't miss very much from me. I had dinner. Had ice cream as a little after-dinner treat. Now I'm writing. Barely got to see you earlier. Oh, well, this is your chance to get the bonus content, you know? It's been a while since I streamed that early, so... quite interesting to be back in that slot. How was your night with Kaya? It was good! I felt like it was good. We had a nice time, I would say. Let me pop my chat out, because I can't see you right now. Pop you guys out real quick. My ring light is so bright. But no, the matches were good. We actually won a couple times. We were playing ranked because Kaya Nishikino, bless her heart, grinded in ranked for the whole week so that we could play ranked together, so that we were around the same level. So we were playing ranked, and that was fun. Ranked duo. Good time, good time. Kaya raging was funny. Yeah, she could be a little bit of a rage gamer. And she also gets very smug when she's winning. Definitely not at all similar to anyone else you know, right? Right. Well, no, it was fun. I liked it. She left pretty much immediately after stream was over. I think she was too much of a gyaru during that stream, or I guess too much Valley Girl, because she was like, I'm craving a pumpkin spice latte so bad I need to go. And I laughed at her. I was just like, yeah, you go get your pumpkin spice. You got this. So, you know, that was pretty funny. Well, yeah, so today, I talked about it in the announcement, tweet thing. But, I'm gonna be fulfilling a 30-day list. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's like, you know, why don't you do 30 days in one day? I probably won't get through all of them in one day, obviously. But, I'm doing this thing called flash fiction. And flash fiction, otherwise known as drabbles, they are short stories that are told in about 100 words or less. So, honestly, quite feasible. But I have a specific reason why I'm doing it. It is for future content. So I picked out a prompt list that I thought looked pretty good. Pretty good. And I'm gonna, just kind of chill and write and work on stuff. That is the plan. Yeah. So you can fulfill prompts with me if you want. I'll be, I need to zoom in my window actually so that you can see a little bit better. Hold on. Where's the zoom? Usually make this like pretty big, like around here-ish, so that you guys can actually see it properly. Whoopee! But yeah, it's gonna be a cozy writing night. We've got the writing BGM on, we've got the vibes. Writing in like the late hours is something I used to do a lot in school. I was usually working on my assignments pretty late. But I also feel like nighttime writing is usually better for my brain, personally. I do try to do like other types of writing during the daytime, like stuff related to my VTubering. But like more creative writing, like more like this kind of stuff, I feel like is better done at night. At least for me. Different people have like different thoughts about it, you know? Okay. So let's take a look at this list. This is just a random list that I grabbed of flash fiction prompts made by, like, another writer. So they're, like, actually good ones. Because the thing with some of these lists, like, I was trying to look some up, and a lot of them were just being like, write about 10 things that make you happy. Or, write a letter to your past self. Or, like, really kind of cheesy shit. And that's not really what I wanted, you know? I wanted, like, actual creative, like, brains stimulating type creative concepts. I think this is the 100-day one. I want the 30-day. Yeah, I want these. So, I am going to try and work with these to the best of my ability. Some of these might be difficult for me because I've never written them before, but we're going to see how many of them I can do, or how many I feel like make sense. Worst comes to worst, if I don't like a particular prompt as I'm going down the list, I can easily just come to these ones and use these instead. Or I could even just, like, start with these and just work down that way. Yeah, I wanted fictional plot prompts. Indeed, indeed. Okay. So, let me, like, glance at these. Hanaki, welcome in. Good evening, good evening. Some of these are very strange, but that's kind of the point. You know, they're supposed to be a form of creative inspo. So I think that that is okay in the end. Some of them look tough. Yeah, I mean, again, that's like part of the course of some of these, but like the fact that it's flash fiction means that you can be pretty short though. Like the goal is to try and make it 100 words. So if you're like really stuck, 100 words isn't that hard to bang out for a story that's more complex, you know? Or like a prompt that's more complex is what I meant to say. Back in Oni school. Yeah, my brain's kind of... I'm trying to like kick it into gear by like thinking about these things. So if I'm quiet, that's just kind of part of the course as I come up with ideas. I will do my best to be engaged with you guys and kind of talk through my process as I go, but I cannot make too many promises because I am just a little guy and my brain is trying to operate on all cylinders. Let me pause notifications on Slack so that I do not get notifs. I need to be able to focus. Everything else is on Do Not Disturb, like, by default. So I don't think I should be getting any more notifications. Little guy is cute, though. You think I'm cute even though I'm a little guy? Let's go. I consider that a win. Hee. Okay. I'm actually kind of leaning towards this longer list a bit better. Maybe we'll start with the longer list and try to go to 30. Yeah. Okay. First thing to do, I always change my text to something I would prefer to write in. You can tell I usually go for like Railway or Josephine Sans, for those of you who care about fonts. Some of these are also just here because I mess around with fonts. Am I feeling Railway or am I feeling Josephine Sands? None of these other ones are really speaking to me right now, so... In school, we were always asked to write in Courier New. So I'm actually kind of used to seeing Courier New for a lot of my drafts. But I've never really liked it. Like from the very beginning, even by the time I was wrapping up school, I was just like, God, I hate Courier New as a font. I get why we use it, but also, bleh. She's yucky looking. I guess I'll just go Railway. Tried and true. How's the writing going? Haven't started yet. Picking my font. Picking my font first. I was taught to write in Times New Roman. I had like one professor that still wanted us to use Times New Roman, but like every other class that I took, they wanted Courier New, and so I got used to Courier New. Or Hear Me Out Comic Sans. No! Not Comic Sans. It's so thick. Times New Roman and Courier New were both kind of used rather frequently, and it's because, like, the reason those get used specifically is because, the letters, like, are separated a bit more, and they're kind of, like, it's more, like, legible because each letter looks distinct, basically. They're not, like, the most, friendly fonts for readability, but that's why those ones tend to get chosen the most often. Times New Roman for being classier, Courier to make it look like a movie script. Yeah, the thing about Courier is that it always looked like a movie script, and I was like, but we're not always writing a movie script. We're not usually writing scripts. So why? Courier gives an old school typed report vibe. I would say that about Times New Roman, but whatever. Anyway, I chose Railway. Railway is a nice looking font. I like it. It tends to be my go-to. I tend to really like her. So Railway it is. And I just naturally go to 12-point fonts. Sometimes I go to 14 if I feel like it needs to be bigger, but I usually stick with 12. I tend to prefer 12. Alright, so I'm gonna write the prompt out on the top here. I did this with like some of my scripts as well, when I would write them for my roleplay content. But I just find it easier to write it out so that I can visualize it and I don't have to jump between tabs a lot. Railway looks nice. You see? I'm going to convert you guys. Railway is the way. I love Railway. She's so pretty. Double-spaced? Yeah, in school we double-spaced. I think it was usually either 12 or 14-point font was the size requirement. But we would also often double-space. Makes it easier to read, and, like, also it gives you a little bit more space to, like, take notes and stuff. For my purposes, I don't necessarily need to double-space, so I'm just gonna focus on keeping everything kind of condensed. This is gonna be like a master document with all of the different prompts and days and things, so if I can keep it a little bit more condensed, that'll be better for me. Time travel? Yes, the prompt for day 1, according to this list of prompts, is time travel, a bookmark, the angel Gabriel. How do all of these things combine? It's my job to figure it out. So I have to think about it. So I have to do, like, I'm doing writing exercises in my head, or I guess more like imagination exercises, because I'm not writing right now. But I'm doing the take a place method, which you guys might remember from forever ago. And I'm kind of trying to, like, visualize where I think the instance will take place. I am doing my best. Gotta use the Buno brain. Woo woo! I guess while I'm thinking, I can talk a little bit. Gabriel finished reading a book and grabbed a bookmark, but he accidentally took the bookmark that sent you back in time. Oh, interesting. See, my first instant thought was like, what if the bookmark itself is how you jump between time? Like maybe the book is a memoir, and the bookmark is a way that you like go between periods of time. Like you slot the bookmark in between particular pages, and it sends you to that time period, like in the book. It's kind of what I was thinking. I still don't know how to incorporate the Angel Gabriel. All this formatting stuff really reminded me of a time where I had to submit a 10-page paper, but I only submitted 4, still passed. Hell yeah. See, the thing is, right, if you're able to get your point across in a way that is clear and direct and, like, follows directions every other way, they usually will not really mind if it's shorter. Because it's better to be shorter and still get all of your information in than to, try and force it to be longer, and then it's filled with a bunch of, like, nonsense filler writing. People get really paranoid about page count when it comes to their assignments, but really, I feel like for most people, it's easier to just get your point down, and if it's a bit shorter, it's fine. Because in the end, it's more so, do you understand the subject matter, and are you able to convey your point? Page count in the end usually doesn't mean much. Charles tickets to Space the Post. Hi, it's me, I'm people. No, it's understandable. I was also people for a long time, but I guess because I studied it for so long, I just kind of got used to the fact that, like, page count really doesn't mean much. Well, like, for us, each semester, we had to aim for a certain amount of pages over the course of the class, like, within the semester, right? So we had several weeks to submit, and we were submitting assignments, like, every week. And it was just our goal with the assignments that we submitted to add up to a total number of pages. And that was usually pretty easy to do. At least for me. Even if I had days where I was submitting stuff that was a little bit shorter, I would usually still reach page count by the time I got to the end. I'm guilty of writing fluff just for page count, didn't want to lose points. I think that's fair. If they make it, like, a big deal to stay on track with page count, I guess that's one thing. I was lucky enough to be in a place where they didn't really mind it. Gabriel can use the bookmark to mark certain key time frames of humanity to travel to or track humanity's progress. Huh. Interesting. That could certainly be an idea. Kinda enjoyed bullshitting my way for page count, and that's also fair. Some people like the challenge of figuring out how to fill the pages up. But if it were me, and I was only able to get 4 pages out of a prompt that expected 10, I would just be like, I'm not putting in all that effort to get another 6 pages. You don't need all that from me. You don't need all that from me. Don't be silly. Thinking. Page requirements 7 to 10. Cool, you get a long 7. Me for real. Once I hit that 7, it's smooth sailing. We're good. It's more like you get 6 and you get, like, maybe an extra paragraph on page 7 just to justify that it's the 7th page. I printed out 7 pages, therefore I followed instructions. Okay. this? Let me think. One single full stop on the 7th page. Yeah, there's like one word, and then the full stop period, and then that's it. That's your page 7. There you go. So true. Is this 100? I have to check. Does the tool to count words work for selected areas? I really should choose to display word count while typing. Do I need to pull up a word counter? Hold on. I want you guys seeing my browser, so one sec. Or like more details about my browser than I want to show you. So one sec. Word counter. How involved do these prompts have to be? Can they just be part of the scenery? I mean, it's whatever. For me, at least, I'm being very, like, casual. I'm not gonna be a particular stickler for using or not using it. I feel like if the prompt is a quote, the quote does have to be said within the filling of the prompt, just for me. But I think if it's just, like, a loose idea of, like, things that are included, or like a description of something, I don't necessarily think it needs to be, like, fully in there. But I do try to include all the elements still. Alright, we got a word counter. Let's see. Goal is 100 words or less. We got 91. Sick. My paper rubric and guidelines out. Hip. No rubric today. Frick your rubric. You won't get me this time. You've got to say the guardian angel Gabriel somehow. I don't have to say anything. Also, where's the word guardian? It's just Angel Gabriel. I have the angel, and I have Gabriel. Technically, I have already fulfilled your requirement. If you're going to be a stickler about it. Just because they are separated does not mean that they are not included. We are aware of the fact that Gabriel is the pursuer, and when we have the implication that as the pursuer is left behind, we now know that the pursuer, Gabriel, is an angel. So perhaps, maybe I am a genius. Okay. Day 2. Let's go. A day. Screaming. We've established you just not know anything about the Bible like it all. Please understand. Yeah, so true. Please understand. May there be no more biblical prompts. I will die. On her voice going higher the smoker she got. I was doing it on purpose for the bit, but yes, it did go higher. I was just like, so, actually, I am literally so smart. Literally, you cannot critique me. The one in your head is so big, it's gotta be that way to fit that brain. Hell yeah. This brain's giant, and it needs a big house. Mm-hmm. This head is basically a cauldron. Alright, let's see what day 2 is. He twisted his fate between his fingers. Fate mentioned! Fate mentioned! Fate mentioned! That's me. So sick. But this is a quote. So, that means this does have to directly be said. Brain soup. This is the thing! Connected by it even. So true. I feel connected to this prompt. His fate could be the bookmark. Oh no, we don't have to tie day 1 and day 2 together. This can be an entirely separate story now. I appreciate the energy, but we do not have to combine the two. These are separate. I will use a line divider so you understand. But like they do not have to be explicitly connected between one another. They could be, I guess, if you really wanted to go crazy with it. But you could do like an entirely new thing for day 2. Thinking. Come on, brain. Think of things. Don't separate this epic crossover story with breaks. Unfortunately, his fingers were butter. Crazy. There's so many ways to use this prompt. I know, that's what I'm saying. Oops, I love knowing how to write. This might work better as a metaphorical thing. Are we going to backseat my writing now? You want to make it a metaphor? Fill your own prompts. The Three Sisters of Fate dislike this. That's so true. I was thinking about them. I was literally thinking about if one of these lines should be the only thing that would make it better would be taking a pair of scissors to it. But, you know, the thing about taking a pair of scissors to your fate line and cutting it means that you, D-word, so. Just thinking out loud? That is fair. I am thinking. I don't entirely know if I like this. I might switch it. Joke's on me, I might switch it. If he lost his fingers, could he still twist his fate? Secret ending? Bad end? How's he gonna lose his fingers? I mean, I guess that's true. Oh, that actually gave me an idea. Hold on. What do you think fate looks like? Well, good question. I often see it as strings. I'm very used to the, like, the myth of the red string of fate. Funny enough, I actually wrote about that pretty extensively, when I was in school. I had a running story that, like, played off of that myth a little bit. So I do kind of visualize it like a string. I do think that the string idea makes a lot of sense. But I think that there is more than just the red string, I guess is all I'll say about it. I think that there isn't just, like, only one thread of fate that connects you to somebody. I do think that there are more than one. Because I feel like it dismisses a lot of the other important people in your life to assume that there's only the one. Just personally. Can even be made of cotton or polyester. So true. 92. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. I'll take it. I'll take it. I had to make sure it wasn't a semicolon. For some reason, definitely thought it was a semicolon. But it's not. We're good. We're all good over here. Fate has possibilities. A path is also pretty good. I feel like as long as it's something that's kind of like a line that goes from point A to point B, I feel like anything that can kind of illustrate that would make sense. Like perhaps a river that you can go down with like a boat. Perhaps, I'm trying to think of another example. Going with like the more literal idea of like a path through a forest or something. Perhaps that could still serve as a metaphor for fate. Yeah. I think anything that has like a pretty straightforward direction. Or depending on your interpretation of whether or not fate is something that can be controlled, you can make it so that there are branches in the path, and then that can still be something that determines your fate. However, we could then get into the philosophical argument of like, well, do you really have the free will to choose a different path, or is the fact that you want to go down a different path predetermined for you. You know? Fate is very interesting like that. Like, is it fate that I decided that, like, the particular path I wanted to go down was blocked, and so I had to go down a new one? Or was that just a choice that was made because of extenuating circumstances? We could get pretty crazy. Cool Kids Raid! Feel like I know who that is. Hi, Roa! Hello, Cool Kids. Roa! Hi! Hope you had a good stream. Welcome, welcome. Hi, guys. In case you guys don't know me, I am Yuno Hanaki. I am from production Kawaii's Hanamizuki. I was part of the Unite collab this past weekend. Time's kind of blurry these days. I think it was this past weekend. Anyway. So that might be where you have seen me before, but hi! Nice to meet you. I am a VTuber with production kawaii. I am a variety streamer. I do a lot of Zatsus. I do a lot of laid-back streams. I play comfy casual games, but I do play games like Unite. I'm getting into Overwatch. I am in the underworld, basically, of gaming now. I have been thrown into the trenches. Please help me. But it's fun. I do like it here. Right now I am doing a writing stream. I am fulfilling 30 prompts for a future the content related thingy. So that's what I'm doing right now. Pretty chill, all things considered. Feel free to stick around if you would like. Comfy casual to Unite and Overwatch. It's a dangerous pipeline, okay? Come to the sweaty side, embrace it. Anything for you. I will try. I will try. I don't know. Even if I play games that are sweatier than normal, I don't want to become, like, toxic. I'm still here to have fun. Explodes. But no, it's a good time. I actually just played Unite earlier today with Kaya. Because Kaya was grinding ranked and wanted to play ranked with me, so we played ranked earlier today. Whoopee. That was fun. Embrace the toxicity. No! I am a good, wholesome gamer. We have wholesome fun here. There's no toxic. There's only, not toxic. Whatever the opposite of toxic is. I don't know. If this is not a request, how will you force me? Please? Please do writing? Do a writing prompt? Please? Pretty please? I'm asking nicely. There's Oni. So true. There's Oni. And that's it. Real. That's a good argument. Yeah. That's the speech and debate kid in me coming out. I make good arguments, and good arguments exclusively. Alright, what's day 3? There was a ring in his teacup. A ring. What does that mean? Baby voice convinced me. Heck yeah. The power of being a performer. There's a ring in his teacup. So again, this is a quotation, which means that we have to use this, like, actual direct line as best as possible. Flynn is proposing to Yuno. If the ring is in his teacup, does that not mean that I would be proposing to him? That the implication would be that I put the ring in his teacup because I want him to marry me. But also he would probably just be like, I want to focus on my work. And I'd be like, I understand. I get it. He dropped it in his tea because he was embarrassed. No. He's smoother than that. Does it have to be a literal ring or a ring like the sound? Oh, it can be non-literal. I feel like the wording of this implies that it is like the object though, because I don't know. It would have to say like ring from his teacup if it was a sound. Or like there was a ringing. Passive voice, by the way. Freaking ew. Disgusting. Passive voice. Blech. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Is it the One Ring? It could be. Maybe he's a tiny person and lives in a teacup. Whoever made his tea accidentally dropped their ring. The stain from not washing it? Ew. Yeah. Why do we have to assume like the gross stuff? Why do we assume the nasty? Thinking. Just got off work. What are you working on? I am fulfilling a list of prompts. I want to fulfill at least like 30 of them, because my current hope is that I will be able to plan out a future project where I will be able to utilize these, but I'm basically fulfilling flash fiction prompts. Flash fiction is a story that is told in 100 words or less. And I'm doing 30 of them, or I'm gonna try to. I don't know if I'll get through 30 in one stream, but the goal is to do as many of them as I can, and then do a content. I like how you guys are coming up with your own ideas too. Is very cute. The next entry for the universe? No! We are not universing right now. No, you cute? No, you cute! What the heck? I'm just sitting here. Soon, TM? I mean, yes, I did promise you that we'd eventually do something related to the universe. Just not today. It's just not today. Today we are doing other stuff. You cute factual. I have to put a pin message of what you're doing. Sure, one sec. I can do that. Alright, I hit 0, so it undid my toggles. Hold on, I'll fix it. There you go. Now if anybody else asks, you have your answer. I need to put my bangs back up, otherwise they're gonna keep getting in my face. I'll just be going... And of course my glasses so that I can see better. You know what? Oh. Yeah, see, I'm prepared. We have the answer now. You're a cute yodeler? I hate this. You yodel once on stream and suddenly that becomes your personality, apparently. Yodel-hee-ho. Good answer, good answer. Always one step ahead. This is incredible. I am prepared. No one can ever say that I am not prepared for anything ever, because that would be a lie. I'm always very prepared. Even if I am late because I am preparing, I am still prepared. You can yodel? I mean, it's not that hard to yodel. I mean, I can't be loud right now because it's nighttime in Onigashima, but like, the concept of yodeling is not that difficult. Sauce, please. It's in the Unite stream, but someone referred to me and Kaya as a valley girl and a mountain girl, I believe. And when I was like, mountain girl, Kaya was like, you're a mountain girl? Can you yodel? And so I yodeled. I think that's what they're referencing. Always usually prepared for most things. No. Always prepared for things. It's just that I will run late in order to continue preparing.
That's more than I anticipated. Thank you.
Gasp. Pira, thank you for the $50. Were you prepared for this? No. No, I was not. You probably saw it on the model a little bit, but I went wide-eyed. I was like, huh? Well, I guess it's more so you can see it in the eyebrows. Huh? My eyebrows went, woo woo. Thank you! Thank you so much. Where is the counter? Here we go. Whoa, we're halfway to one goal fulfilled. Yippee! Literally went like, awooga, awoo! So true, but no, thank you. Alright, let me pull you guys back up. Cat meme, huh? I love that meme, it's so funny. Huh. There are a lot of mountain types of persons, climbers, Sasquatches, pro-pack mountaineers. I mean, sure. But I'm a mountain girl. Factual. This is because Oni live in the mountains. Usually. Within like most myths, they live in the mountains. Way up in the mountain ranges. A forest mountain girl. Basically, I'm one with nature. Which is very funny considering I cannot be outside in the sunlight. It is what it is. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. Yeah. Also funny because you hate trees. I hate trees. I hate nature. I hate trees. No, specifically I hate freaking what even is his name? The freaking Trevenant? It's Trevenant, right? Yeah. I hate Trevenant in Unite. That guy sucks. I hate that guy. That's why I hate nature. Hate trees. Onigashima, mountain mama. Yeah. That's how the song goes, right? Ghost trees, yeah. I fucking hate ghost trees. Those guys suck. Man. The Trevenant is the lost child who died in the forest, or at least the pre-Evo is. The pre-Evo's fine. Pre-Evo's cute. Trevenant, though, hate that guy. All tree Pokemon suck. Tropius is for losers, too. You take that back! That is my banana dino, and I love him. You take that shit back right now. You take that back. Leave Tropius out of this. Surely you like Alolan Exeggutor. Alolan Exeggutor is also fun. But he's more so a dragon than he is a tree. Tropius is not him, you gotta accept it? No. I don't have to accept a dang thing. This is my channel. I accept what I want to accept. We need a Country Roads Onigashima version. I would not know how to make that. Could you imagine a version of Country Roads with, like, wagaki instruments? Wagaki being, like, the traditional Japanese instruments. How would that even work? I think that would go crazy. I take it you also like the Chikorita line of evolutions. Well, first of all, spell my child's name right. Second of all, yes, Chikorita is my favorite starter, actually. Well, my favorite grass starter. My favorite grass starter is Chikorita. My favorite fire starter is Fennekin. And my favorite water starter is Poplio. And that is arguably the best lineup, and literally none of you can say anything otherwise because you'd be wrong. Just, like, straight up incorrect. That could be the lineup for Legends. If it is, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm going to simply have to make 3 save files because I need all of my children. My favorite fire-type starter is Incineroar. My favorite water-type starter is Terra Water Incineroar. Hold on. Hold on. Pause. You can't use the Terra types. What do you mean? Pause. Speaking of Legends, I hope we get more information on it soon. It'd be kind of sick. I thought there was going to be a Pokemon Presents, like, sooner rather than later. Although, speaking of Pokemon Presents, if you guys remember, I did a semi-gorilla, but not really gorilla, stream that day, and I streamed it with Kaya and Isla-sama. I have since informed them that the minute that the next Pokemon Presents is announced, I am making them join me to watch it again. I will make them join me, and we will watch it again. Pokemon. My favorite Kanto starter is Kantonian Incineroar. Why is the hill that we're dying on Incineroar? Incineroar is okay, but, like, why is it Incineroar? Forced collab watch-along? Yes. I'm making them watch it with me. Because we have to get the information about Za. Because Game Freak's favorite starter is now Incineroar? That's not true. Their favorite starter is still Charizard. What about that guy's favorite Smash Bros. Pokemon is? Oh, it's a wolf click running joke. Naruhodo. Oh, easy Pikachu. Yeah, Pikachu mains rise up. If we're talking about Smash, though, I've said this before, but I am an Ike main when I played. But I haven't played in a while. I didn't play Ultimate. Last time I played was, Brawl, I think? Yeah, but I was an Ike main. We like Ike. I was already ahead of you. I said it as you typed it. I need to restart this because I totally forgot my idea. I'm a Meta Knight Brawl main. Meta Knight's crazy in Brawl. I can't blame you for that. Meta Knight is crazy. Really is always one step ahead. Am I one step ahead or am I in your head? Therefore, I just automatically know what you're thinking by nature of being in here. Have you ever thought about that? I have to figure out how I want to write this. Hi, you know, working on a story? I am working on a very, very short story, yes. If you want an explanation of what I'm doing, it's in my pinned post. That is what is happening right now. Although I feel like I'm not going to get very far. The pin post is working. Let's go. Oy. Writing a Meta Knight X Kirby fanfic? No! Meta Knight views Kirby as like a child or like a disciple. I could not ship them romantically. I get it, but not for me. Yu-chan, right? Damarachi distract. Many such cases. I was distracted enough that I forgot what my initial plan for this prompt was, and I have to think about it again. It also doesn't help that I am a little bit tired, because the stream in the afternoon took place during my usual nap time, so my body clock is all out of sorts now. I'm starting to get tired! Oh no, I'm eepy! How do we help you with these freeform scripts? No, they're not scripts. They're just like it's like writing flash fiction, which is just like a really short instance of a fiction piece, basically. It's like written in 100 words or less. I don't necessarily need help. It's more just like I'm trying to think of an idea or like a scene that I would want to write based on the prompt. And since the prompt is a quote, for me, I feel like that means I need to include it like as is. Like I have to write it like that, either as like a bit of dialogue or like write it that way within the narration. So I'm trying to figure out like what vibe I want to go for here. My brain settled on the SO, dropped an engagement ring in the cup. The T is married. Wedding tea, parentheses, the T is having the wedding. So silly. You guys are so romance-coded. You'd think it would be me because I am the stinky, smelly otome gamer, but like, I wasn't thinking romance at all. I went horror. I went horror route. I don't know what that says about me. But I'm thinking like a horror concept here. Damadachi have love in our hearts. I love that for you guys. You're so cute and sweet. Like how? I mean, if you really want me to write it out, I can. I think it's fine. Yandere fic? Could be yandere. You never know. Romantic Dracula? I just read that. Romantic Dracula, huh? Interesting. Are T-rings a good source of iron? Ba-boom. I love that for you. I'm waiting for the day Yuno gives us more than a crumb of yandere. You want it that bad? I mean, October is approaching. October do be approaching. If you insist. I'm afraid and I'm loving every minute of it. I love that for you. Correction, a certain someone who shall not be named wants it. Who? Who? Yandere week, Dono goal? Yandere week? How would I make a week out of it? How many streams could I even get out of a week? That'd be like, what, 7 streams of just yandere content? But how... Are there that many things I could play where I could be a yandere? Things that I could do? Yandere-ly? I don't even know if that's possible. But I mean, hey, if you guys do reach your goals, it could eventually lead to like a yandere stream, if you push for it. If you can make a whole week about sharks, I'm sure I can do one for you, yandere. That's crazy. I like the idea that it's on the same level as Shark Week. You're so silly. versus Yandere. 3 Yandere Zatus and Yandere Sim 4 times. What the heck? What's wrong with Shark Week? That's the most prestigious week of the year. No, my apologies. My apologies. I'm sure, like, for you and your people,
Thank you so
it
much.
is very important. Shiro-kun, thank you for the $20. We have our goal, folks. Let's make it happen. Oh, gosh. Thank you. Thank you. Fear. What if there were 2 cubes of sugar, though? That could change everything. I mean, I think the sugar probably dissolved by now. I wouldn't worry about it. One fear. She would flame you if she was here, I'm telling on you. Huh? What? Huh? Why would I get flamed? What did I do?
Thank you so much.
She is a Shark Week super fan, as all should be. I mean, I never said I wasn't a fan of Shark Week. I don't celebrate it, like, as a holiday. But I never said that I hate it. I just think it's a little silly. And there's nothing wrong with a little silly. Snitching is not the kawaii way. I don't believe you. Do you know how many people from Ephemera's fan bases have come to me to snitch about the fact that the Ephemera girls talk shit? I don't believe you. I don't believe you, actually. Nice sentiment, though. Yuno is a yandere for a week. I don't think she can pull that out because she's too tsundere to admit she loves chat. Since when? You haven't been around for the times I have blatantly said it. I don't know why you guys think I'm a tsundere. I'm literally not. The only tsundere here is Kaya. 96. Ooh, just barely. Giri giri da yo. You know, it's definitely not tsundere. I'm telling you. If you were going to assign me a trope, it would have to be like Bokuko or something. Let's do a test. You know, you are cute. Thanks. But see, reacting to compliments like that does not make one a tsundere. A tsundere is specifically like somebody who tries to be like cold or aggressive to push somebody away, but actually like simultaneously wants them to be closer. Just because I reject compliments doesn't make me a tsundere. It just means I have low self-esteem. There's a difference. Don't be silly. Didn't say Baka, confirmed not tsundere. The tsundere beam, beam? The tsundere stream would just be Kaya inhabiting Yuno's body again. I mean, I guess if she wanted to. She did that on her own channel, though. Day 4 Space Jam. True. Thinking. Where do I go from this? So this is where the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy comes into play. Maybe, for the people that understand the reference. You and Kaya over-exaggerated role-playing each other would be awesome. That would be pretty wild. Could be an idea. Maybe we would do something like that for April Fools. IDK what Yuno is, but it's not soon. It's more like, I think you guys are just trying to placate me, but you're clearly committed, so I guess you do like me on some level. I'm going to reciprocate. No, we're being psychoanalyzed! Run! Where's a smoke bomb when you need it? I need to disappear. Don't psychoanalyze me like that! No! You can't expose me! That's messed up! How do they know? It's like they're in my head or something. I don't like it. I don't like it. Now we're in your head. No, get out! Get out! Get out of my head! No wonder my head's been feeling really warm lately. There's a bunch of little Tamagotchi in it. That leads to a new meaning of hothead. Haha! Say goodbye to your smoke bomb. No! I need it! I need to run away! It's just so much space. That's messed up. There is not that much space because my brain is gigantic, big, huge. Look at me. Look at my head. All of this, all brain, by the way. All of this, all brain, by the way. I hope you could hear that. I knocked against my skull just now. If you couldn't hear that, that was not worth it, because now I have a little bit of an owie. It has a lot of wrinkles to slip into. I don't think you understand what a brain wrinkle is. Cute Tayo. No, it's one of the more pawn things I've ever done, I think. I don't think your gigantic head is normal. It is! At least it's not like Jimmy Neutron Sheen levels of big. You know that episode when Sheen becomes smart all of a sudden and then his brain just keeps getting bigger and bigger the more he uses the IQ booster machine, and then it just becomes giant and he's like able to float because it's so freaking big? That is not me. Time to bust out the brain drain. No, I don't want my IQ to be drained. Do you know how hard I've worked to get this? How many books I've read? It's just a bit swollen for me. The implication that the chibi has this big of a head because of how often I'm just bonging my own head. That's so crazy. How goes the quick fanfic stories? They're going okay. They're not fanfics, though. So far, I have not written a fanfiction. All of it's been original. Granted, I haven't named any of the characters either, besides Gabriel. But, like, not fanfiction. Original fiction. Time to make you stupid? No! I don't want to become stupid. One of those fanfic was for the well-known T fandom. I don't know about that. I don't know about all that. But I guess it could be. Not that I really mentioned what T it was. T fandom is going to be mad about which T I wrote, which T I was mentioning. How could the T... Sorry, I can't do a British accent, but imagine I'm doing this in a British accent. How could the T be so translucent that you can see a ring at the bottom of the cup from a distance? Surely that must be a very weak tea. I would like to wager, and they start like going back and forth about what brand of tea they think it was that was being served during this like very obviously not about the tea Situation. Silly. I chose to imagine a German accent. I love that for you. I can't do a German accent either. Also, you're right. Thank you for pointing it out because I forgot to acknowledge the donation. But, Darius, thank you for the $30. The beacon is lit. That's true. You have one stream down, friends. You gotta do this 4 more times. But I am proud of you. Whoopee! All it took was the Yandere breadcrumb. You guys really like the premise of doing a Yandere stream, huh? I don't particularly mind it either, so I think it'll be fun. But it's just very funny. Tried so hard to pull the Hermione Granger accent. No, I literally didn't try at all. I didn't try at all. I just made myself sound more like a snob. I did not try with the accent because I'm very bad at accents. It has consistently been a weakness of mine when it comes to voice acting stuff. Like, I'm really good at the acting part, but if it comes to accents, can't do it. Pitches are also okay. Accents, though? No. You are an actor and really dedicate the Yandere when you do it. This is true. So I'm sure you guys would love to see a whole stream of it. We'll see. We'll see if it can get there. But as long as you guys have your goal, it might happen. I guess I should change it so that we know that it's specifically for a Yandere stream. Because maybe if that is the text on screen, that will motivate people. Townhouse uses are weak to rise. Holding an accent for role-playing extensively is a lot harder than I thought. I know, right? Oh yeah, you were talking about how you were gonna be a DM for a one-off, right? Did you have to do a lot of accents? I do not envy you. Why couldn't surely you understand? In your wallet's just like, anything for the Yandere. We're in this together. Shakes your hand. Yuno knows so much about us. I pay attention, that's all. As someone who likes to ramble and have conversations, I pay attention when things get brought up. I remember. My wallet's sore. So true. Not really, but the players derailed the story in 2 sessions and we're still not done. Oh man. When your one-shot is no longer a one-shot. Well, as long as everybody's having fun. We can make it a reality. All it costs is Wallet Coon's sacrifice. Indeed, indeed. It will be worth it. Well, I mean, I'm biased. I will obviously try to make it worth it, but... The infamous 2.5 shot. The infamous 3-parter one-shot. The infamous 13-episode one-shot. I believe in you. If it ends up blossoming into an actual campaign, it is what it is. I love the D&D meme. You see a castle in the distance, party chooses to go the opposite direction, DM house moving castle. Yeah, no, true. If it was house moving castle, I'd be like, alright, all bets are off. You guys can keep going in the opposite direction, but I must go and meet him. Him, TM. Statues shall be made and ballads written about Walken's sacrifice. There once was a brown leather wallet. Writing ballads is hard, I'm thinking. Although I think I'm turning this into more of a limerick. I think I was about to follow the rhyme scheme for a limerick. Whoops. I'm tired. That's what I'm blaming it on. Oops! Accidentally about to write a limerick. Just girly things. Okay. Walking back home along the rim of the galaxy. I have to think. Oh, I forgot I have, the tilt mouth. What's it called? Mouth X? It's very subtle on the chibis, but when I think you can see it pop out. I have to really exaggerate it. It's silly. Wallet flutters wide. The money is pulled outward in Owen's spade. I love that haiku. Very good. 10 out of 10. Great job. Put that on a scroll immediately. I like it. It's good. Not to be biased or anything. Man. My mental energy. I could do this. I should at least try to get maybe, I don't know, like 10-ish done. Just so I have a good start. Maybe doing them in batches of 10 will be smart for what I am planning. Let me think. I missed the last comment that would have taken me back to my solar system. As I look past into the deep space, I see nothing. The cold abyss stares back at me. Walking back home along the rim. Oh! You took a crack at it, huh? My immediate thought was the guy walking home at night looking at the night sky being overly poetic. Yeah, I mean, that would be a good way to, like, take advantage of it. Hey, did you know your soul is connected by faith? Well, what do you know? That's fucked up. I didn't know it was haiku. No! That sucks! Well, I mean, it's a more abridged version. It's not my actual intro, but that's messed up, I think. That's messed up, I think. How could you do that to me? No! Crazy. Is haiku all along? That'd be crazy if I like wrote it that way with intention, and then you guys suddenly realized it one day, and I would just be like, Unfortunately, though, I did not think about that. It's my magnum opus. I love this for you. Peak performance writing. Wait, it was all haiku? Always has been. What a world we live in. Threaten to... Sure, let's try this. I like that better. Thinking. Like where you went with that prompt? Thank you! I still have to write a little bit more for it to fit the word count, but I do think this angle feels better. Just a casual Sunday stroll to get back home. Word count check. Whoops. No, it's over! Shoot. Okay. Where can I cut? Where can I cut? Most writers... Oh no, I have to cut me. Where can I cut? Where can I cut? Where do I snip? Snip, 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 snip. Okay, that cuts a few. I don't want to cut too many of these because it's such a short piece. Every word does count. But some of these are probably a little bit superfluous, so I can get rid of a few more. 8 more? Okay. Last sentence of the first paragraph. I'm thinking about it. I was mostly asking a question myself. I know how to cut my own work. I appreciate it, though. Let's go. Even, perfect, 100. She is an editor and a writer. She is a 2-for-1 deal. A complete package. Hell yeah, that always feels so good. Getting it right into the recommended word count. It's not Yunover. It never was. No reason to ever think it would be Yunover. The dress spoke for her. Now, options are to take this literally, or a metaphor. Bow, 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 bow. Magic dress? Could be both. The dress makes a statement about her, but then it actually talks in a way that contradicts it. Oh, interesting. Doing a thonk, always. I'm a very contemplative Oni, but the downside is that when I am contemplative, I do all of my thinking internally. I have a hard time thinking out loud. I feel like for some people, they can just instantly just blabber whatever's going on in their head, like, outright, but for me, everything stays within my brain until I feel ready to articulate it. So I apologize if I go quiet. Use your speech bubbles. No! You can't make me. If I was actually in like a comic or an anime or if I was in like a comic or a manga or something, I would have like a speech bubble that just has like maybe 3 or 4 words in it, and then all of my thought bubbles would be filled with so much text that there's literally no white space. It's just all text, just to convey the depth of my thoughts. Just so many words. You could barely even read what half of them are. But that is what I am like as a person. A speech bubble with gears turning would be an awesome toggle. That does sound fun. Or like a toggle that makes my forehead transparent, so you see the little hamster running on its wheel inside my brain. Little hamster running on a wheel, just trying its best to give me energy to think. Only a light novel can contain Yuno's thoughts. Yeah, you read the comic that has me in it, and then you go, you look inside the thought bubble, and the thought bubble is actually just, like, a link to an online version of a light novel. And that's specifically, like, it's all dedicated to my thought processes, and the problem is that happens every time my character thinks. Every time my character is on screen thinking, there is a link to a new visual novel that you have to read in order to understand the depth of my thoughts. So basically, going through the entirety of the comic is having to read, like, so many light novels. On the bright side, you learn a lot about me. On the bright side, you learn a lot about this character. War and Peace got real quiet after seeing those thoughts. This is why I can't do anything like an autobiography or a memoir. I would not be able to shut the fuck up. It would be one of the longest books on the planet. A prompt recommendation: you or all of kawaii in a shonen fighting anime? You are asking the wrong girl. I mean, okay, maybe I could write something kind of shonen feeling or shonen sounding, but particularly like a shonen fighting anime, that would be very difficult to write. There's so much like world building that has to go into like a fighting focused series, because you have to like establish the power hierarchy, and you have to establish like where everybody falls within the power scale, and that's just kind of a pain sometimes. That's why you always get girls with conflicting opinions when it comes to the like power scale list of kawaii, because depending on the girl, they like weigh certain things differently as like a priority when it comes to fighting. So some girls will rank higher on certain lists than on other lists. Even just a fight in 100 words would be tough. Exactly. Especially if I wanted to include, like, all of kawaii. That would get crazy fast. Just mentioning all of our names already is 15 words. Charlotte would end up the victor anyway. I mean, it depends on your view of victory. Would it count if everybody surrenders before they have to fight her? Would you feel like a victor in that particular circumstance? We all know Charlotte and she would win in a kawaii battle royale. Maybe. Reina canonically would be the most powerful. Right, because she's a queen, right? Specifically the Queen of Hell. But it depends. It has to specifically be that version of Reina. If we count the girls' other outfits, the ones that have other outfits, if we count the other outfits as, like, separate, dare I say, alternate universe versions of the girls, then we would have a completely different power scale, I think. Because, for example, if we go with Queen of Hell, I do agree that Reina would top out just by nature of being the literal queen of the underworld. However, if we were going with regular Reina, by nature of her being half demon and I think also half angel, I think she would probably lose to Goddess Nene and also maybe, like, Nun Nene. Because, you know, holy energy. I think Goddess Nene and Demon Queen Reina would probably be sort of equally matched. It depends on the territory in which they are fighting. I think they would need a home field advantage in order to, like, be able to surpass the other person. Otherwise, I think they might have a stalemate. Like, if Reina went to heaven to fight Goddess Nene, then Nene would win. If Nene went down to the underworld to fight Underworld Queen Reina, then Reina would win. Do you get what I'm saying? But if they were fighting, like, on Earth or, like, some place where their powers were kind of, like, neutral, like they were just natural strength, they might even out a little bit. So it kind of depends on, like, setting. Also, maybe the stakes. I think if both of them were fighting for other people, that would also amp up their strength. Like, if they were fighting to defend the honor of, like, the Sun Rays or the Cloud Tomos or something. If Nene is fighting for her Cloud Tomos, she's going to destroy anybody that comes within her path. Just no question. I mean, Reina is also probably pretty similar for the Sun Rays, but, like... I feel like that would be an interesting fight, to say the least. All that will ever be in my head is the discussion a while ago that Nami and Reina would beat everyone else in Kawaii as a tag team because everyone else has noodle arms. I mean, yeah, probably. Yuno wouldn't defend us? I never said I wouldn't defend you, but if we're talking about, like, a power scale, I'm not that high up. I am one of those half individuals. There are several of us in Kawaii now because for some reason everybody wanted to be half something. But, like, as a half Oni, and especially because within my lore, pushes up my glasses, within my lore, I have not unlocked a lot of potential, like, with my Oni abilities. I have a few Oni abilities, but, like, not all of them. And I don't know exactly what I'm capable of in terms of strength or magic or, like, all of it. So I feel like I would still be pretty low. So that's the problem with me. Is that, of course, I would fight for you, but my idea of fighting isn't really the same as everybody else's fighting. Just from, like, a character standpoint. You know, it's the power of layers like an onion. Shut up! I thought Reina becoming the queen of HE double hockey sticks was canon. That's what I'm saying. But, like, if we choose to have... This is if we choose to have different outfits for each girl represent, like, different versions of them, like alternate universe versions. Because, like, if we want it to be fair, we should be ranking everybody based on their first outfit, like, first, like, initial form, like, initial conception. Because, not everybody has, like, alternate outfits, and also, Hanamizuki and Ephemera are still pretty new. So I feel like we should be going by default, like, looks and, like, default lore and abilities. So that already kind of rules out things like Underworld Queen, Reina, Goddess, Nene, etc., etc. If we were going to be doing power scaling. Because I think that's the only way to really try to make it fair. But then also we would need everybody to have a clear idea of their lore and, like, what they think that they are individually capable of. And I don't think anybody's really thought about it in terms of lore. Because, for example, the thing that Nami and Reina said is based on, like, strength. Because, you know, Reina works out. It seems that Nami is also quite strong. So that's kind of based on more, like, external factors of strength. I think you would do well in a team match because you said you would buff the party. I don't know if any team would have that. It depends. I mean, I do think that there are other people in kawaii who might want to team up together as, like, a pair. Like, it wouldn't necessarily just be Nami and Reina that team up. But it would be interesting to see how we pair. Also, like, now that we are 15 people, there will be a disadvantage. And there will either have to be a group that is 3, or there will have to be somebody who sits out. What was the prompt you imagined Reina and Nene fighting for? I'm literally not imagining anything. I'm talking about this as a hypothetical. The prompt has nothing to do... Like, what I'm discussing with power levels has nothing to do with what I'm writing right now. Right now, I am just shooting the shit and I am entertaining the hypotheticals. Yori is a bard, she literally buffs. This is true. She is not a battle bard. She would have to be somebody that buffs. But the problem then becomes that I think everybody in Ephemera would fight to have her. I think the problem is that Hiyori would spread herself too thin by trying to buff, like, everybody in Ephemera. And I think that that would make her powers be less potent. Like, you could argue D&D-esque concentration. She would have to hold concentration on, like, 5 other people. Because she would not be able to choose just one person to partner up with and buff. And that would be her disadvantage. Because Hiyori Mokami loves everybody too much, and she wouldn't be able to choose just one person to work with. She would have to be all or nothing. Tomoe could ram people with the ghost train. With the Ephemera Express, I guess that's true. She does conduct it. She could technically choose where it goes. Although I feel like it would be dangerous for her to take the train off the rails. I feel like we can make this an Onimon or Freewrite Friday. That's true. It could go either way. I mean, Onimon could probably be to discuss it and kind of, like, establish everybody's backstory and, like, how it would contribute to their power. And then Freewrite Friday would be when we actually write it. Perhaps? Nano just blinds everyone OP skill. Yeah, Nano just has Flash. You know how Magikarp in Pokemon only has Splash? Nano just has Flash. She just shines very brightly. And then that is all that she does. However, that makes everybody else incapacitated, so... No. I'd have to think about it. I would have to see if Nano has had any thoughts about, like, the technology that her race of aliens has access to. And if that would include any sort of, like, weaponry or things that she could use in combat, even if it's not necessarily to harm somebody. Like, whether it would be things that could debuff, things that could distract, things that could, like, enchant. I don't know, that kind of thing. I tell you what, though, if with the majority of these girls, I wouldn't be surprised if all of them are just like, we sing real good, and that do something, and I'll just be like, what something? And they'll be like, I sing Power Good, and I'll be like, you know? Because with the power of music, Idol Parallel Company, please understand. I say this with love, by the way. I don't actually think that would be a very common thread, but it would be very funny if it ended up being true. I need you to get definitive weapons from these ladies. I can try. That's why I wanted to just kind of approach it, like, asking them how much they've thought about, like, their lore, or, like, the places that they would have come from within, like, their lore. But the problem is that I know that I am one of, like, maybe 2 or 3 people that takes lore seriously, so I don't know if I'd get that many answers. I don't know how many serious answers I would get. But I'll try my best. Best you can do is ask into the ether and go from there. I suppose that's true. But I do think that it would be a really fun idea to, like, work on. If I can get the actual information from them, I can bring back my findings to you guys for that future Onimon. And then we can build what we think they would fight like together. And then we'd have a Freewrite Friday where we do stuff with it. Maybe. Could be fun. And at least if we do it that way, we wouldn't have, like, a limitation on word count like we do here. Good luck, Brave Buno. I dread the answers. Specifically, I dread being laughed at for asking about lore. But it is okay. I am merely curious. What am I doing? Read the pinned. If it is possible for you, read the pinned comment. That is what I am doing. Okay, I need to work on this prompt. Also, I don't know if I will be able to get through 5 more before I should cut stream, because I do have island tasks in the morning. I forgot. I made this stream later initially because there was, like, I thought there was going to be another stream that was going on at 8. And so I tried to pick a time that was later to avoid overlap. And then it ended up changing, like, after I had already confirmed my schedule. So I was like, oh. So I was stuck at 9 for technically no reason. Oh, but I have island tasks. The purple dress spoke to her. Purple, the color of royalty. Now we're getting into color symbolism. Somebody paid attention to my color symbolism presentations. think. I don't know if I like this. Meh. Scrap it. Think again. I liked the thought that somebody brought up earlier of, like, her saying one thing, and then the dress, like, saying something that's, like, kind of contradictory. But it's kind of like a one tells truths, the other tells lies situation. I don't want to make it, like, necessarily too obvious which one is telling the truth and which one is lying. I'd like there to be some sort of vagueness there. But I'm trying to think of a situation where that would apply. Which was the liar? Just have them straight up ask. That'd be very funny. They're both liars. Well, I mean, I only have 100 words, so technically you would never really know. Depending on where I started the scene, I guess. You're missing the obvious Kill la Kill fanfic opportunity. Man, Kill la Kill. I think I only watched like 1 or 2 episodes of that. I never, like, actually watched it. What's your specialty move? Nena's is the Tenshi beam, Reina's is the demon beam. What's yours? Reina's is the demon beam? I have never heard her say demon beam. It seems like there is a theme, or dare I say a beam. I mean, right now I don't really have a specialty move. Slashing over here. So mad. Crazy. Oni headbutt. Well, we've said that I have, like, nature magic and also, like, kind of, like, more manipulative magic. So, like, do I have to assume that it's an attack? I've always imagined you have hypnotic abilities. You would be correct. That would be a correct assumption to make. Similar to Guilty. Guilty's is more focused on... No, it's not Guilty, it's Sin. But Sin is, like, more voice-based. I've never particularly thought about it being super voice-based for me. But, Nature magic, so you can use Sage Mode from Naruto. I don't know what Sage Mode is. Have some kind of willpower skill, something that overpowers the foe with sheer will or influence. Yeah, I think it would be something that I could use to, like, get people to, maybe, like, some sort of petrification, or, like, just, like, losing the desire to fight. I don't know if it would be a full-on charm, because I still believe I don't have a very high charisma stat. So I don't think I could inherently charm somebody and get them to, like, fight for me as my special move. Oni Mind Crush. Honestly, something similar with, like, a Mind Break type deal could be kind of sick. Maybe. Or, like, I don't know. Using fans to make a lot of people think of having wind magic, but I think you could control bellflower petals to fly around and attack or defend. I like that, honestly. Hanabira. Yami Yuki's Mind Crush. Sending people to the Shadow Realm. I mean, I wouldn't want it to be completely broken is the thing. So if there is a form of, like, manipulation or, like, psychic damage that I deal, I wouldn't want it to be too OP. Like, I personally don't want to be too, like, overpowered when it doesn't make sense for me. But that's the problem of having, like, magic that focuses on, like, manipulation of things. Or, like, specifically, like, of people or, like, creatures. You kind of have to be careful with it. Like, it would probably still be super temporary. Like, I couldn't do it for long. And I'd probably have to maintain, like, eye contact. Or, like, they'd have to be within my line of sight in order for me to actually use it. So if someone was able to, like, block them from my view, which would be pretty easy because I'm short, or if they were able to, like, move really fast or something and I couldn't focus enough on them, then it probably wouldn't work that way either. That's my current thought, anyway. I'm so annoying. My first thought is how can I counter myself versus how strong can I make this move? My thought instead is how can I nerf this? How can I nerf this so people don't think I'm making myself too OP? Imagine having telekinesis but you can only hear lewd thoughts. That's telepathy. Telekinesis is being able to take something and psychically move it with your mind. That is not reading minds. You're thinking of telepathy. You could have it related to Tamagotchis in a way. Let's say they attach to a person. The more that are attached, the more they are susceptible to your willpower. Interesting. Find your weaknesses and then remove them. I'm moving this comment up the chat box with my mind. Whoa! He's practicing that telepathy. Let's see. Haven't related to the Tamagotchis. All that makes me think of is Hypnotic Pattern, where, like, instead of it being, like, lights in the sky, I just make the Tamagotchi do a funky dance and that bewitches people. Can this be a whole Onimon Fiction Friday prompt? Well, I did say that I was thinking about doing a stream dedicated to it if I could get answers from the girls. I will try and inquire with a survey. And if anybody answers, that would be great. But, we will see. We climb into the person's ear and go, "You have to listen to Yuno!" And they're just like, "Oh, my ear." I like incorporating the Tamagotchi, especially since you are how we come about. I mean... I was going to say maybe, like, some of the victims of the spell, like, of the, like, big finishing move or whatever, are, like, the ones that get converted into Tamagotchi. Because if you guys will remember from my membership stream, I did kind of imply that there was some sort of, like, manipulation psychically going on with all the different Tamagotchi fellows. I don't know. I have to think about it more. I do not have the worms in my brain to think about it too hard right now. If Tamagotchi can possess things, I think it's over, Yuno wins. Well, I have said you guys can possess objects. It's a lot harder for you to possess people, because you'd have to be able to assert your will over the person. Like, if it's something that is capable of independent thought, I don't think you would be able to control it very easily, unless, like was said above, you could, like, overwhelm it just by having a bunch of you possess the same individual, I guess? But then you would still kind of have to contend with each other. Because you guys also have independent thoughts, so, like, if all of you possessed the same, like, one person, you would then have to agree on what you want to make that person do, otherwise that person would just be, like, having their brain melted by the sheer amount of fire in their head. Teamwork makes the dream work. If you can do it, I believe in you. Do your best. Make me proud or whatever. Surely the Dominachi can coordinate. I want to believe you. We're starting to sound like weaker, weirder versions of Ghost Rider powers. I mean, you've seen how small you are. I think it makes sense that you are weak and weird. You're just silly little guys. We are tiny, but we are many. Yes, there are currently 13.2k of you. Which is kind of crazy, because I feel like it wasn't that long ago that we hit 12, and now suddenly we're at 13. I don't know how this happened. Pen and stare. True. Wait. Even a small flame can ignite an inferno. Whoa! So true. You could make it blow up. Points at you. You specifically. You could make it blow up. I love this for you. Yeah, literally writing flames. That's one of my favorite memes. The, like, is it a typewriter or is it actually like a written pen, but like they're writing and like fire is coming out? I love it. I love that meme so much. I wish that were me for real. Actually written? Okay, that's what I thought. I think I've seen another version of it with like a typewriter or something. But I know that the GIF, I knew the GIF was a pen. Quill, in fact, heck yeah. Heck yeah! The piano version? Oh, okay, okay. My brain mixes things together. I think there's an extended version of that meme where the whole room he's in starts to collapse and burn down. I love that. I really do wish that were me. I want to write something that makes somebody use that GIF in response. One day. Today is not that day, but one day. Speaking of, I only got through 4 prompts, but that's okay. I will probably do more of these off stream so that I can prepare this properly. But thank you for keeping me company. I really need to end though, because at this rate I'm only going to have like 4.5 hours of sleep. If I'm lucky. And I need more sleep than that. So this is going to be interesting. I have been debuffed. I have been destroyed. 4 out of 30, halfway there. Yeah, that's like 2/15 of the way. Whoa! Crazy! But yeah, I gotta get to sleep. But thank you for chatting with me. This was fun. Tomorrow, members stream. Members. We will be chatting, and I will maybe do some work. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the vibe is. But we are definitely at least going to be having a little members chat in the evening. We'll be hanging out. It'll be very low-key. And then I have my schedule already worked out for next week. I just have to make the graphic and the thumbnails and stuff. And that will be the last week before I go on break. So it'll also be a pretty low-key week. There will be some chill streams. I'm probably not going to do anything too crazy. Because I'm also going to be preparing all of the stuff that's going to be releasing while I'm on break. And, yeah. Yeah. Our week to achieve yandere. That will be your time. You have to figure it out. If you achieve it that week, then I will probably have to plan the yandere stream for when I come back from my break. But I think that that's fine. We will see what happens as it happens. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it here for today. Thank you guys so much for choosing to spend time with me. I hope that you have a good rest of your time zone. And until I see you again, Yunotsu!